Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's episode 724 of the show. We're going to talk about what's happened on Raw last night. But before I do that, I want to thank everybody for some of the words of encouragement and support. I know I usually do videos outside the show, and because when I want to address something and all that, and some of you good folks out there did comment on my video, having sick and tired of getting no respect and everything else, and the main purpose of that video, which is I've shown a lot of people respect, and I want to make sure that same courtesy comes back to me, because I know there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, and I've in my life and everything else outside of at my house and all that, and it has gotten to that point where I just want to let everyone know that it's like, okay, I think it's time that the crap gets cut out or something like that, because I'm not going to, I'm trying to be, when I was a kid growing up, learning courteous and manners and respect, and I think the thing is, to me, that this current generation is not learning that, and they need to learn that. They're not understanding, and it's hurting us, older folks, shall we say, us in Generation Xers in the, grew up in the 80s and 90s, learned about courteous and respect and everything else, and it seems like, the generation does not understand, they jump to conclusions and everything else. Is that, to me, it's like, we have a very special episode from Rant and Rave coming up in about 3 weeks, and it was the 200th episode. And last time we had a very special episode on Rant and Rave, it got sabotaged. And last year, the Rantiversary 3 got totally sabotaged on the live chat and everything else. I'm trying to prevent that from happening again when the 200th episode comes around, because I want people to enjoy Rant and Rave, and I want to make sure that we all are of good right mind to do that, and we don't want any tomfoolery or negative shenanigans, shall we say. So that's what we don't want, and we don't want it to ruin the 200th episode. And as a panelist and member of Rant and Rave podcast, I want to prevent that from happening, because sometimes I need to speak my mind on it, that way people will know and understand where I'm coming from. So that's the thing, but I want to thank the good folks who have commented on that video of getting sick and tired of being having no respect or all that, and I got support from some good folks out there. I want to thank you guys so much, and I'm going to try to bring I'm continuing to bring the positive content that you see here on Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Sometimes I have to speak from the heart. That's the way I am, and I'm going to try to do it in a calm manner. That way, I want people to understand that, I'm not mad. So it's too much stuff going on, and I need to have a relaxed state of mind and get a rational explanation, and try to be rational about things. And sometimes I get rational, sometimes I get irrational. So just want to let you all know that I'm doing okay and doing all right. So I'm going to continue with my show and everything else. All right. So I love you guys out there. You guys are good. Guys are good peoples. That's for sure. Anyways, let's talk about what happened on Raw last night. Cody Rhodes decided to kick off Monday Night Raw, and this took place in Atlanta, Georgia, his hometown. And his family's there. Obviously, his brother Dustin is not there because he's working for AEW at the time. And if he was there, he would have helped out, in a way. So he wants Brock Lesnar. He wants Brock Lesnar answer. Lesnar does not show up. He's like, Lesnar, okay, you want to play mind games? That's fine. But I'll acknowledge my mom, because his mother Michelle was there. Which, God bless her heart, I tell you what, that's a strong mom right there, to continue living on her life without her beloved husband there, and much respect to Michelle Rhodes, and much respect to the Rhodes family, to trying to keep the Dusty Rhodes name alive. But Cody Rhodes, it seems like the pressure's been on him a lot of times, but Cody is a good man. He's a good man, and I'm hoping that he wins a title. That's what he wants to do. Continue the story, finish the story. But then after he goes back, high-fiving fans and all that. Lesnar shows up, attacks Cody Rhodes, puts him in a Kimura lock a couple of times, and he accepts the challenge. Lesnar, you big goofball gorilla. That's what, because he looks like a gorilla, okay? The big goofball pea-brain gorilla decided to step in the ring. He decided to attack Cody Rhodes and accept the challenge. Dude, why don't you just grab the microphone? This guy has no manners. He's got manners of a caveman, for God's sake. Boom, boom, I'm going to beat him up and lock him, injure him again. Dude, let's say accept the challenge. If somebody challenged me to a fight, I say, dude, I accept your challenge. And if it's at the pay-per-view, I'm going to wait till the pay-per-view to get you. But right now, I'll keep my hands off you. We'll do our thing. In fact, we'll prove ourselves to each other. That's what I would have done. But no, Brock Lesnar, I'll beat him up and then accept this challenge. Dingbat Brock Lesnar. The dingbat. Silverback gorilla. Looks like a goofball with that stupid haircut of his. He looks like Santa Claus on steroids. That's Brock Lesnar. It ain't even Christmas yet. Anyways. Matt Riddle went one-on-one with the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. And Gunther did beat Matt Riddle with the powerbomb. And then Gunther addresses Drew McIntyre. I got a feeling that SummerSlam could be the place for the Intercontinental title. I'm sure Drew McIntyre and find out that Drew McIntyre will return next week to Raw face-to-face with the Intercontinental Champion, the Ring General, Gunther. I like the way Samantha Urban, a fellow Massachusetts, New Bedford native, I might add, pronounces his name, Gunther. Now Samantha Urban, the Ring General. That's what. If I was an announcer, I would say, it is the Ring General, the Intercontinental, he is the Intercontinental Champion, the Ring General, Gunther! And that's why I would have pronounced it like that. But anyways, I like Gunther. I'm a big fan. Gunther is really cool because he just go out there and just, his chops are just crazy. And every time I see a wrestler chop, somebody's like, give him the Gunther chop! And that's what I call it now. Jackie Redmond, the lovely Jackie Redmond. I like Jackie Redmond all of a sudden. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. I love her. Interviewed the women's tag team champs Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, who were defending their titles against Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Samantha Irvin cracks me up with that. And then, as we're talking, Rhea Ripley interrupts them, and then decides to headbutt Liv Morgan, and then Raquel Rodriguez gets into a fight with her, and then Rhea Ripley hits her in the leg, and holds it back, and then the Judgment Day has been having their fingerprints all over Monday Night Raw, so to speak. Then they address the Atlanta crowd. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn interrupt them, and they say, "Hey, I said we faced them tonight." And then Damian Priest says, "Hey, how about you put the tag team titles on the line?" And and then Kevin Owens goes, "You had enough of this? You're on." I mean, Kevin Owens flipped out. I mean, they know how to trigger Kevin Owens. I feel bad for the guy. Meanwhile, Raquel Rodriguez gets looked at, and then the match is on. He says, "I recommend resting it." No. I'm defending the belts. Me and Liv were defending the belts. I'm not giving them up. We just want them back. We're not giving up again. We're going. Then the women's tag team title match didn't happen, and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Ladies and gentlemen, we have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions in Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Looks like the officials are very high on these two. And then Byron Saxton interviews Chelsea Green and Deville. That means we're going to hear them not only just on Raw, but on SmackDown as well, complaining, whining. I need to see the manager. Let's pick on Adam Pearce. If I was commissioner, I'd be glaring at those ladies and saying, "Listen, if you ever think about ticking me off just once, you'll lose those belts as fast as you got them." And believe me, I can make that happen. I would not be playing around, dude. I would not be playing around as commissioner. I'd be going. In fact, I'm sure EO Sky could have bigger fish to fry with that Money in the Bank briefcase, but I can get her. She can get herself a partner and bag you two for the belts. I don't care. I'll bring back Kairi Sane. I don't care. Mina Shirakawa, I'll bring her in, make her debut. I don't care. Bring back Tony Storm. I really don't care. Try me. Try me, see what happens. That's what I would have told both ladies. Try me, see what happens. Anyways, so Byron Saxton had a busy night. She interviewed Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, the new women's tag team champions. He sat down with the world heavyweight champ Seth Rollins. As Rollins was talking to Byron Saxton, Finn Balor interrupts Rollins, saying, I've been waiting for this. I'm not letting go of the past or anything now. And then Balor attacks Rollins after they talked. Then there was a Viking rules match where there's no count out, no disqualification, anything goes in this matchup. The Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. These two teams went at it. In fact, even Maxine Dupree got her coat and everything else. Valhalla spears Maxine Dupree through a table. Chad Gable suplexes Ivar, which is like a feat of strength, like totally crazy. Both men picked up Otis like they were nothing. Otis, not Ortiz, Otis, and ended up winning the matchup. So, Viking Raiders, man. And Titus O'Neil was joining on commentary for the matchup, which is really, I think, add Titus O'Neil. We have not seen Titus O'Neil on TV a lot of times. I say put him on TV because he's very entertaining as a combo commentator. Just saying. He blocked me on Twitter for what reason, I don't know, but I respect him, though. I respect Titus O'Neil because he's been a community guy for the WWE spokesperson, and it's really, really cool to see that. Got a lot of respect for Titus O'Neil. Nikki Cross got one-on-one with Shayna Baszler, who beat Nikki Cross within a few minutes of the match already. It was a quickie, and then Ronda Rousey goes in, the crowd goes mild, and Ronda Rousey was up in the skybox saying, "Hey, how about this? You and I match at SummerSlam," and then freaking Shayna Baszler's like, I can do a better impersonation of you and all that, and so they almost went at it. But then when Shayna Baszler went to go after Ronda, some officials stopped her, and Shayna's really upset about that. So there's that. So, and then Jackie Redmond, another busy night for this young lady, ever since now being part of the Raw broadcast team as the backstage interviewer. Doing a heck of a job. Interviewed Ricochet, who challenged Logan Paul for face-to-face confrontation next week, which that is confirmed because Logan Paul is coming next week. Miz TV, that's right, The Miz, hosting the show. The Love Child, Fire Marshal Bill, and the whammy from Pressure Luck, The Miz, who's got tiny testicles, or tiny balls, as a lot of people are saying. Had Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch was not in a very good mood. And did you miss a step? And Becky Lynch decided to grab both chairs, toss them out. Miz is like, "What the heck are you doing?" And she got right into Miz's face. I was like, I just hope that Becky just punches him a good one, punches him right in the nose, and then she goes, "I know how this works. You bring those two weirdos out here, Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark." And fine, so, and then Miz goes, "Fine, I'll introduce them." Trish Stratus comes out, and she says, "No, I don't want to fight you, because, you act like a little toddler and all that." And again, if I was commissioner, I'd say, well, Becky wants the matchup. She's going to get the matchup because you can't beat Becky. And Becky's got I would say Becky's got a point because friggin' Trish Stratus had Zoe Stark's help to beat Becky Lynch the first time around. And I'm telling you one thing right now. I think that match should happen at freaking SummerSlam. And, and she goes, "You had to beat Zoe Stark to do it." And she goes, "Fine, done. Whatever." So, then Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark came out and started trash-talking Becky. They attack Becky, then Becky fights back. So, and then Becky stands tall at the end of that. And Shinsuke Nakamura went one-on-one with Bronson Reed. And Bronson Reed wins by disqualification because Tommaso Ciampa attacked Bronson Reed after costing him the matchup from last week. And then he looked at Shinsuke, says, "I'm sorry, dude," and all that. Shinsuke kicks him in the face. And then Byron Saxton says, "Why'd you do what you did?" And she goes, and Shinsuke basically says he's sick and tired of people sticking their nose in his business. I don't blame Shinsuke one bit. I respect Ciampa, but Ciampa should have waited after the matchup. I can understand you're angry. Sometimes people's anger can get the best of them, and that's why when I did that video yesterday, I tried to hold my anger back because I don't want any mistakes I made or anything I would say. Then the tag team now. The tag team titles on the line. Owens and Zayn versus the Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. Well, two things have happened. One, before the match started, Seth Rollins went after Finn Balor. He attacked Finn Balor, taking him out of the equation for the matchup. And then during the matchup, while Rhea Ripley was causing all sorts of negative shenanigans, here comes Liv Morgan, who was ticked off that Rhea Ripley basically cost him the tag team titles. And I would not be surprised if Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez will go one-on-one for the women's world title at SummerSlam. Now, I think Rhea Ripley better bear this in mind as well as Asuka. I mean, Asuka's already known about this. That Io Sky has still got the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. Cash that sucker in at any time. So, if I were both Rhea and Asuka, I would grow eyes in the back of their heads because you never know when Io Sky will grab a referee and sit. So, but thanks to Liv Morgan and Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retain the tag team titles. So, that is all the time we have on this show. Oh, by the way, the Red Sox won last night 7-0, which is over the Oakland Athletics. No surprise there. That's why I'm still wearing the shirt. So, that's all the time we have on the show. Episode 724 of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. Again, thank you for your support, guys. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. And not only that, though, and this was the about what happened on Raw last night. Next up, both versions of High Rollers coming up. Today's Tuesday, Trebek Tuesday. You know, $10,000 version, $25,000 version after I upload this video. So until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.